Good morning, I'm Cody Hendrickson, and today we're going to be looking at Java from the command line. A couple pieces of vocab we want to make sure we go over before we get started. These are things you should definitely listen for, make sure you understand how they're being used as we go along. So we have the class path variable, the command line itself, flags on a command, Java, and JavaC commands that will be running from the terminal or from the command line itself. Those are some of the words you want to make sure you understand as we go through and work through this lecture. Check on them if you don't understand them by the end, and go over and make sure you understand them when we're finished. So we have our command line. Now, it looks a little bit fun, right? So we've got this BBC Computer 32K, Acorn DFS, basic, not quite. Now, this is also known as the terminal or the C prompt. There's no need to be scared. It's not as spooky as some people may think, but you can also customize this, make it look really pretty too. And so we've got right here this happy little Luigi saying, hey, this is cool. And so you can make your command line use some really cool stuff. It doesn't have to be just simply black and white text. You can do some really cool stuff with it. Now, when we talk about ClassPath, this is what we use to tell the command line where to look for files. And so it's a variable that's stored inside the system, and it's there's different ways of configuring it. You use the -cp flag or modification when you're running code to actually make that happen. In Windows, you set your class In Windows, you can set the ClassPath variable at the command line by typing set and then ClassPath and then c:\/ the path of the class files. Versus on a Linux or Mac box, you say ClassPath equals and then the path to the class file, so using the regular path structure right there, then a semicolon export ClassPath, which will dump it directly to it. When you're doing a simple project inside Java, like a single file with a main method, we usually start off with a lot of Java projects, it's really, really easy to run that from the command line. All you have to do is open your command line tool, whether it's terminal, command.exe, etc., PowerShell even. You want to browse the directory that file exists in, and then you want to type in JavaC, which is the Java compiler tool, then the name of the class you're working with, .java. So you need to make sure you specify all of those out there, and then press enter. Hopefully there's no errors, and your class is now compiled. It won't give you any information back, though. It's just going to run, because most command line tools, when you run them, they don't do anything else. Then after you've run JavaC, the compilation tool, you type Java space and your class. Again, note the lack of a file extension. You're not going to type in the .class file on that. You're definitely not going to type in the Java extension on that, because you're just typing in the qualified class name for this. And so it's just going to run that class, aka your runner. And you should see some success. We have a demo video for this available at the link right here. As you can see right here, I have Java space simple demo, and here's a simple Java demo. User specifies 0 parameters, and it returns back to the prompt. And so you can go over how to go through that and look at that in a little more detail over there. We can do some more complex requirements. Now, a lot of the time, especially as you get more along in doing computer science, your project's not just one file, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And you might want to also maintain a separation between your source code and your binary compiled code. I know, I like that all the time. So the one thing you have to do is you do have to make sure you make your destination folder. It needs to exist beforehand. You can't have a destination just be created on the fly. You have to create that folder before you do this. So there's a lot of ways to do that. And again, you can take care of that before you make the project, before you actually try and compile the code. And you can also use the magic of the asterisk wildcard, so you can grab all the files at once. You don't have to specify every single file like we did in the single demonstration we did earlier, but you can grab everything out of it. And so in order to combine those two, we use the compile tool JavaC and a flag to direct that output to the directory we've already created. So we have -d as that flag we use, and so this example right here, we have JavaC -d, and then bin, which will say, hey, put this in the bin folder. And then everything that's inside the source folder, all the Java files, using source/asterisk.java, says go to that folder, grab everything out of there that's a Java file, and compile it. Amazing. Then you need to navigate to that bin folder using the regular cd commands as you normally do, and then you just run Java and the name of your runner class. And it can run your code just like that. Again, if you go to the link below, you can see how you can do that. And you can see the example right here, JavaC-d bin /source**java. It executes properly, no results back, and then it's good to go. But you can watch a video going over a little bit more detail on that as well. Now, I use multiple packages for all the projects I do in class after the first project. And so in order to do that, though, you have to do a little bit things different with that. And so if your project spans multiple packages, you can't just do asterisk.java because you've got this pile over here, you have this pile over here, you might have a pile over here, maybe even a pile over here. And so because they're spanning multiple packages, you have to do something a little bit different. You could go into each individual package and do this class, and then into this class, and then do a compile for this package, and a compile for this package. But there's no good reason to do that. Rather, we can use the magic power of wildcard and packages. And so we use the JavaC-d, specify the bin path again, and then we name the package *.java, a space, and any other packages, *.java. So you can put them all together, boom, 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 boom. And so we can do this in a really, get all of it compiled in one giant pile, and it's all right there for us. We can compile everything right there. Now, when we're running a multi-package project, we do have to do a little more work with that. This is where, again, that class path comes into play. We want to make sure we have our class path set properly, and your class path will need to have all the class files listed for it. So you can separate that with components with a colon in a Linux or a Mac box, or a semicolon in a Windows box. And you would back out to the bin folder and run it with a -cp flag to specify this. Again, the details for this are available at the YouTube link right here below. And you can see quick right here, you have java c-bin, source demo control *.java space, source/demo/model *.java. So it grabs everything in the controller package and in the model package and compiles it directly. And I changed the bin directory, and you can see right there that has everything packaged right to there for you. Go watch that video, you can see even more examples of how to do that as well. Now, one of the really cool things you can do from the command line is you can send arguments. Args? Yes. And so this is how you can start your program off with information from the user at the very beginning. So after you specify a run, you just send input to the program separate spaces. So this after you run it. And you may have heard that public static void main strings for back at args. Yeah, I know. That strings for args right there, that main method stuff, this is where that strings for args comes from, because everything after the name of the class gets split into an array so that, oh, here's this word, there's this word, there's this word. They each take up a new slot inside the array, and you can access it with args subindex and send to methods, or send the entire args array and use it like that. It's a great thing to do. And again, you can see right here we have in our runner, I have public static void main strings for args, and as long as the args.length is greater than 0, so there's actually something in there, I'm going to create an instance of my controller object. I'm going to pass it the parameter of args and run through that. Otherwise, if there was nothing, if there were no args sent to it, then it's like, hey, there's no teacher specified, exiting. I then go into my process parameters method, as you can see right here. It takes a string array as a parameter. I'm going to iterate over that string array. I'm going to go up by 2 each time, and the first will get the first one, the last will get the next one. I get the first and the second parameters each time. I then run the check name method about those values and check to see if they are an APCS teacher, otherwise they're not. And so I can grab that up, blah, 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 blah. I go up 2 at a time, so I can grab all the different set names out of that, and I can do some cool stuff with that. You can also do other things with it. This is just a quick little demo you can see with that. And again, if you want to see the example of that on video, click the link right there, or you can go ahead and see the quick little results right here where we have some amazing computer science teachers like Ria Galanos, Rob Soltz, Judy Romchik, Robert Madrano, and myself, of course, and someone else that wasn't an AP teacher, Tim Burton, I think, some director, I don't know, yeah. Again, to review, we compile all of our projects with the Java C, and then the file or files specified after that. We use the -d flag to specify where to put the compiled files. That's really good, so we can organize our code a lot nicer. We run programs with the Java command and then the runner name itself. And we use the -cp flag to reference our class path. And we can send program to the data using strings. Now, if you type in numbers or something else, emoji, whatever, because those are strings as well, those will also still get sent to it, but it'll be automatically implicitly converted as a string, because everything you type in there is like, oh, wrapped into a string. You can unwrap it and do stuff with it after that. You just do Java, myrunner, space, send, space, this, space, info, space, as, space, parameters, and enter press. And you have your app right there. But again, that's a quick little introduction of how you can use Java from the command line. Hope this video and others have been helpful. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.